All right, boys and girls, we're back. I know you're probably sick of this by now. It's like the ladies were saying, probably 200 of these in 4 or 5 days. But you know what? We got to bring the power and all the fun for the FiTech boys. So let's start by cracking the drinks.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Oh my
Cheers.
gosh. Thank you so much. All right, one thing I learned from the last 2 or 3 years of doing this is I always butcher intros. So you know what? I'm like, why do I keep butchering it? So it's like, who better to introduce themselves but themselves? So you know what? Over to you guys. Hit it.
That's Mike.
That's the best one.
That's
so
good.
far.
I'm Jeremy at FiTech. That's Mike Wall. You can say your name.
Yeah, I'm Mike Wall from FiTech Fuel Injection.
So again, you know me, Jason. So again, dude, you guys are crushing it. Thank you so much for all your support. Your EFI absolutely rocks. You know, we have multiple different options, different brands, but for some reason, people just keep saying, hey, we just want the FiTech unit. So just want to start with that by saying thank you so much.
Awesome.
You guys rock. And I don't know, like it just damn works, you know what I mean? We're not here to talk about any of that sort of stuff. I just had to say a big shout out and thank you. Customers are happy. You know, they get the units. It all works. It all matches. You guys even stepped up and gave us like the injectors that match, like all of that stuff. You took all the guesswork out. You know, previously we'd provide a computer, a unit, and it's like, oh yeah, these are all the things that you could do. Now it's like, no man, just get the kit with the FiTech system and it's done.
One-stop shop,
So thank you for that. Now over to you guys. Your booth's cracking. Oh my God, those cars are amazing. I know that I'm not allowed to talk about these, but I want to talk about these cool Hot Wheel cars that aren't released, that we're not supposed to talk about, but you guys brought them over, so you guys can do your thing and work out what they are when they get released. So thank you for that. Booth is amazing. 2 rockstar cars. By the way, you guys have been busy. Epic amount of new parts. Anyway, enough of me. Over to you guys. Talk me through it. I know I talked about a lot there. Sorry. It's been a lot of energy.
No, you're good. So I'll start with the Hot Wheels. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
So
Go for
we had an opportunity to co-brand with Hot Wheels, and we jumped all over it. So we have a few Hot Wheels out there now. This is the newest one. It's FiTech only on the back fender, so it's really cool. You know, if you look at the car, you can see it in the back, little emblem. Those are your gifts. Those are for you.
Thank you. Yay.
They're not even released yet. Hot Wheels was gracious enough to send me some to give out to customers here and to spoil people. They said, as long as you're not selling them, we'll give you some.
Mate, beautiful.
So they did it. So that's kind of like a marketing check for me and a childhood kind of dream for me,
sir.
So to be able to pull that off, it's fun.
Epic. And I mean, what a cool looking car.
Yeah.
The question is that I'm sure it's nice to own the Hot Wheels, but I mean, maybe one day now that you've checked that box, maybe you can actually own the car that's in it. That'd be epic too, right?
That'd be, or get one of my cars put in that box.
Oh, even
Yeah,
better.
that's-
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm working on
Oh my
next.
gosh,
Yeah.
that'd be epic. That'd be epic.
Yeah, that'll be a lot less painless.
Yeah, I think you'll have more of a chance because I don't think you own as many cars as Jeremy. So
Well, I don't
that'd
know.
be very
He's
expensive,
got quite
so-
the collection. But,
Oh, there you go. Oh,
and
no.
the SEMA car.
Yes. So talk me through the SEMA car. That was a beautiful build.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching it online. You did well. You kept documenting it. And can you stop doing these? Hey, here's a little snippet. See you soon. Do you have to do those little, those little things? It's annoying.
You know, it was great because I even had competitors come to my booth to look at their car.
They're like, what is
you know what? You were teasing us for this whole long time. I'm going to look at your car.
Yeah, I know.
So that was awesome. But yeah, it's a 67 Nova wagon. It's a 4-door. We found out that it's the rarest Nova made. They only made 12,000 in that car. There are none left, I'm telling you, man, because I was looking for parts, and I was like, first I was told it was a 66.
Okay.
So when I bought it sight unseen,
Yes.
I was told it's a 66 wagon. I was like, dude, I'll go on that, man. Nostalgia Hot Rod said, hey, I painted it. There's nothing else to it. And his work is phenomenal. So I was like, sight unseen, I'll buy it. 2 other buddies of mine, we teamed up, we bought it all together. From there, it showed up, and I'm buying parts. I already pre-bought parts for 66.
Oh
right?
no.
So I'm going, then we're going to put it in, and I'm like, dude, this is different.
They're
And
close.
Our mechanic,
They're
he's like,
close.
they're really close, but they're just not
Something's
there.
not
You know,
good.
our old mechanic, he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he's amazing.
I'll modify this. I'm like, no. Let's figure out what's going on.
That's not the point.
Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
So we pulled the VIN off. I had to flip it backwards because it was painted over so thick of paint that we couldn't get it off.
Wow.
Read it backwards, found out it's 67.
Oh
and
my
then we
gosh.
found out this rear 67. And then from there it was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. Let's get this done for SEMA. Let's get this in there. This is gonna be an epic build, and it turned out good.
So that put you back a little bit, but I'm assuming it was all worth it in the end, right?
Oh, 100%, man. First off, the car doubled in value right when we found out the right year.
course.
So right there alone, I'm smiling.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there,
yeah.
because I just wanted a cool wagon. Now I got one of the coolest wagons.
And that's in your booth, right? So
That's
if
in our
everyone
booth.
who's out there go and check it out.
Yep.
And this time next year we'll have a Hot Wheels of that wagon. I'm assuming.
I'm hoping.
We can try.
But we can try. Yeah. But I want to do like his Falcon, his Red Falcon. I think that would be a killer one in there because that's been an iconic FiTech car. I'd love to get the orange truck in there. We've had that for so long with FiTech, and I think that would be a cool one. And it's a known truck, so. And if you don't know it, then you're not in the industry.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So I think those would be cool. Thanks for the plug. I'll get like 5 followers now.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Double digits.
Double digits, baby.
So let me ask you this question. You've also got, why don't you want to get, there's this really special FiTech car that I think would go perfect.
I know where this is going. Is it black?
And it's got like a pink little thing all over it.
Oh, the Tatas?
Tatas?
Yeah.
Tatas would be cool.
Yeah, I could do that as well.
Hey, so tell them about this pink
that's
mobile, Mr. Tata.
Yeah. So I came across a guy that was selling a car, and I was like, I'm not really interested in getting a car, but what is it? He's like 67 Chevelle. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
I get over there, and he's like, he pulls the cover off, and I was like, yeah, that's really pink.
This thing is seriously pink, right?
But yeah, it had a brand new motor in it, and he had been bracket racing that thing for I don't know how long, and but a brand new motor, and he says the right price, and I was like, shake my hand, like
let's go.
Just no, I didn't want anybody else to jump on that deal because
he didn't even tell us. Normally we all talk to each other about like a deal or this and that. He's like, nope, I'm taking that one. This one's mine.
But you side shuffled around the color. The exterior of it. Tell us about the color scheme.
Oh yeah. It's really pink, and it's got like save the Tatas in the back because it was a breast cancer awareness kind of a livery because the guy's he was supporting that. So
you naturally named it Tatas.
Yeah, I've named it Tatas, and I can't peel that off. I got to keep that on there.
I kind of feel like it's there now. It's got to stay.
It's got to
stay.
It's
part of its own.
And
that
car is one of the reasons we have the Nemesis.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our new 4500 flange fuel injection setup is base root from that car.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Yeah, that's,
we can drag race a carbureted car because that's not us.
Correct.
So we made that kit. That's in our boot too.
You're like, hello.
Yeah.
We need a Dominator system. Let's go.
And you kick the crap out of a what?
A Taycan.
A Taycan.
What? No,
like 4 races in a row, and like
yeah.
those Taycans are fast, but in an 8th mile, that little Tata can
cool.
pick the front.
We didn't do a quarter mile. We did an 8th mile, but we won.
Yeah, we would have lost the quarter.
So, can you imagine the guy, just bought this brand new Porsche, he's lining up against this pink Tata mobile.
Yeah, we were hot lapping that thing.
And you smoked the dude.
Oh, dude, it was great because he had another driver driving it for the first 3. First 3, yeah, or the first 2.
I don't know how many. We just kept going.
And the guy kept saying, "Oh, I'm not used to the car I'm driving." The owner comes up, "Oh, let me drive it," and then he just smoked him.
Oh my gosh!
So it was pretty epic for us.
He passed me after the finish line, though.
Yeah,
that's not the point. Did you guys pun intended, did you guys race for pink slips?
I wish.
Damn it, that would be nice. They're pretty cool though. There's a lot of technology in them, but again,
they're wild for being production.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is a wild car for production.
I mean, I'm picking the tires off the ground and barely winning.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually got to drive a couple of them in Finland on the snow, and they've actually all the technology actually understands inertia, or understands all the tip in and everything. Like the car is like literally has to understand what the planet is doing for it to actually turn right, and actually the whole thing has got this insane biasing system. It's just phenomenal.
The technology. I mean, that's just insanity.
It's mental.
Yeah.
So talk me through, man. You guys are kind of killing it with all these new parts. Share all that sort of stuff. I mean, you guys are just like, you know what? We're killing it at EFI. Let's set, forget, and let's kind of continue to find some new avenues, right?
Well, kind of 2 sides of that. One is we always continue to advance and dump technology into our existing line. So we do rolling changes on our throttle bodies. Nice. It's not that we don't come up with a new throttle body part number. We don't come out with the Series 2. No, we dump all our technology right back in that same one and continue to expand the knowledge in that unit, right? On top of that, we wanted to expand outside of I'm so sorry. I didn't turn off my ringer. But anyways, my phone's ringing. Anyhow.
Podcast over.
Sorry, Carly. Sorry.
It probably is. We want to expand complete bumper-to-bumper fuel injection, right? So we got... then we started doing oil pans, valve covers, all the other little nicks that can go with our market. And we just, kind of do what you do. You see a niche, you see something that's needed, and we try to fill that void.
Yeah, and it's good because, again, I think there is a need especially like again, I know you guys are not. I don't think you guys are Apple users, but you know, when you buy an Apple iPhone and you're like, you know what? Oh, they brought out. You know, I don't want to buy a Samsung pair of earbuds. If Apple bring them out, I'd rather buy it. And to your point, you know, if you've got this beautiful LS sheet metal LS system from you guys, and then you're like, you know what? Actually, you know, I wish I could pair it with your valve covers.
Yeah, you don't need Edelbrock's valve covers on there, right? You don't need FiTech up here, Edelbrock over here, Holly back there, MSD over there. Like, let's just keep it all in the same family and make it all FiTech.
Yeah, and you guys do it the FiTech way. You know what I mean? It's nice, it's clean, it's not in your face. You're not lifting the hood, and you know, it's not blaring everyone else's logos, and it's not. You're not taking away from the customer's ride. You're actually making it
enhancing
beautiful,
That's the goal.
Enhancing it. Oh, and it's great. So I'm sure you got epic feedback from that.
Yeah, it's been really good. Our distributors have done really well. Our CDI boxes are been bulletproof.
Yes.
I think in the 2 years we've been selling them pretty openly. 2 years I have 2 returns.
Yeah, that's epic, and it's probably their fault. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
one was ours, one was theirs.
Yeah. Don't you hate that? And so the interesting thing about that is exactly that, right? So you come along, you offer these beautiful products, you keep setting, forgetting, and that's exactly what we notice with the system. You know, like we love all the partners we deal with. We have a soft spot for you guys because it's exactly that, right? So, you know, you buy a downdraft, it comes with the injectors, the computer, all the sensors, everything that matches, and you know, all that already pre-talks together. I mean, this is technology you guys have mastered for 15 years. I mean, you know, let's face it.
It's also got like the stack injection tune in it, so you don't have to like
we
create
ran
it out of thin air.
Yeah, we ran it on your vehicle. Before we sold it to you.
That's right. Yeah, thank you for that. And shout out to John Winnie, who's loving his one. So yeah, I mean, what's next for you guys? You know what I mean? You guys continue to power ahead. You know, the product range is getting bigger. The booth is not getting bigger, but the damn staff is. You got more people in your booth. You got more cars in your booth. You're gonna have to get triple stackers in this soon, man.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
and again, shout out to Benpack, who will do that for you. They did it for us.
Nice.
Thank you for that. Yeah, talk me through.
So yeah, this year we came out with a carbon fiber LS1 intake
I saw
manifold.
that.
So that's kind of a really cool piece.
It's on that wagon too. That's over there.
Yeah, it's an awesome long runner design. So it's it's making more torque, like 30 to 40 foot-pounds more in the mid-range. It doesn't lose out to the shorter runners until like 5,800 RPM, so it's really good to go. Then drive-by-wire. People have been asking and begging for drive-by-wire. We got it ironed out, and it's all good to go. It'll be compatible with our throttle body. So we have our own 102 millimeter throttle body, and also LS3 throttle bodies are fine. The Cadillac pedal, we have our own pedal. All these things, it's totally compatible with all those, so it's going to be able to be put on to a lot of vehicles.
Yeah, we'll carry it through to not just lock it into our LS. We'll carry that drive-by-wire down to our small block Chevys, big block Chevys, into the Ford area. You know, we'll make it drive-by-wire for everything.
Yeah, I noticed that people were kind of feeling that out, right? Having like a small block Chevy with a nice 102 in the front. That's a feeling right now.
Yeah.
You know, I think everyone likes that. So I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure you know people come visit you all the time. You do your dyno days, your burnout days. So I'm pretty safe to say that you guys have an open door policy. Anyone comes in, you can show them through. But one thing I like to tell you is that what you don't see when you go to burnout days, dyno days, and all the rest is where Jeremy mentioned about, I've ironed out all the kinks, I'm getting it right. What you don't see on that tour is where he lives in FiTech. He's like in this little...
I have a dungeon.
In a little dungeon where he's sitting there like a mad scientist, testing things, fixing things. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Frankenstein's laboratory where he's literally making magic happen,
This
right?
is how I explain it.
They had to cut me out of there.
Take all your Christmas lights, wad them up in a ball, and hang them on a wall. And that's where Jeremy works.
I'm telling you, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
But that's the secret, right? We got the smartest guy in the corner making magic happen.
Yep.
I'm glad you came out for some air today and
they
came to
had
the
to
podcast.
cut a few wires to let me loose. So I was like,
So tell me about that. You know what I mean? You're always pushing forward, man.
Yeah, we have a lot of different systems.
Because he doesn't let you out. What is it?
Oh yeah, no. We have a lot of different systems. So I'm always trying to keep everything ready to run at any time, and going back and forth. So I gotta. It's a little overwhelming to look at, but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we'll get really oddball scenarios where there's a custom tune that needs to be made, and we'll feed him all the information, and then he'll make a tune for that person and send it to him. I mean, it's not a normal everyday practice. It's usually on the wild like crazy things that we've never seen before. But once he does it once, and then we have it in our library, right? So we want him to do those.
Yeah.
And that way our tech team can send those out to people. Hey, you got a close enough cylinder, this will get you close enough. Here you go, load it up, and it'll be easier for you to get to the final goal.
And that's the secret, right? I mean, again, you guys are a big company, but small enough to be able to offer that epic service. You know what I mean? Which is beautiful. I know my buddies, have a lot of the FiTech units in Australia, and if it's not tech support, Jeremy's on the phone, it's Mike, everyone's accessible. Obviously, it doesn't get to that point, but you'll pick up the phone if you need to.
Yep.
Not that you have to, but you know what I mean. Like, that's what I love about you guys. You're always available. You're out there all the time at all the events. Front row and center. Making magic happen. I mean, I'm assuming you enjoy those events too, right?
Oh yeah, love it. I mean, not just I gain knowledge by going to shows because I see what people want. Right. I'm in sales and marketing. That's my first job. On top of all the little other hats that we wear, because we're a very small company.
Yeah.
But if I don't see what's going on in the market, I can't tell you what to buy. I can't make it. I can't do the right thing. So
yeah, it's always good to be communicating directly with real customers and real potential customers,
and
like seeing
feedback.
them, and also like we really emphasize on customer support. That's not just answering phone calls, but it's also like shipping on time, things like that, and the tech support is top notch. We get compliments on that a lot just because
we changed it. We had a time when we blew up so fast that we couldn't support people.
Yeah.
Now I think we streamlined it to where we made 52 videos a year for several years in a row. So every week we're pumping out a tech video covering all the top issues, and not even issues with the FiTech, but questions, right? Answering those questions. And our tech team uses that. So when somebody calls in, and versus getting tied on a phone call for 30 minutes, they're able to say, what are your problems? All right, listen, I'm going to send you these 3 videos. This is going to cover everything you need to know. Here you go. If not, then shoot me an email back. Here's my email. We'll answer our email real fast for you, and we'll get you taken care of, and it kind of speeds up the process, kind of like your website when you go to check out.
Sure.
Make
it happen.
Yeah, you make it happen,
One thing I respect about that was, I was going to touch on that was, like Elon Musk turned around and said, someone complained about the way they spray the cars. They're like, the spray jobs aren't the best. And Elon Musk turned around and said, listen, if you want to buy a Tesla with a good, if you want a car with a good spray job, buy a Mercedes. Do not expect a good spray job when Tesla is scaling. When we're growing, things happen. You know what I mean? So he's like, hey, if you're not happy with something, buy a Mercedes. They've got it right. When you're growing so fast, when you're growing and you're scaling, they're the sorts of things that you're going to, and if Elon Musk says that, it's okay for the rest of us, you know what I mean? So one thing that I absolutely love about what you guys do, and so many people that we talk to over the phone that have our units with your systems, is this thing that you do. I think it's in Reno. I'm not sure. I forget where it is, what location, because I know you do it often.
The Hot August Nights.
Is that what it is? They're like, dude, I love that I went past FiTech, they wheeled me in. They're like, hey man, just pull your car in. Let's play with it. Let's have a tune. And they're like, oh my god, the car was fine. And then that guy who lives in the dungeon just made it 10 times better. Talk us through that, man, because that's epic. You're literally working on customers' cars right there and then.
We do that at every show.
That is epic, man. No one does that.
And
you've been doing it for ages, right? So I just want to put it out there. If someone else out there starts doing it, they can't take the credit for what you guys are doing. Just
we make sure it's okay with the show first, and then we always call it a tuning booth.
Yeah, tuning booth.
So you can pull up on the side of our show, like Good Guys is one that we do quite a bit with, right? You can pull up next to our booth, and we'll have a tech go out there and play with it. And even if you're having weird problems and stuff, a lot of times we diagnose other things like burnt spark plug wires, bad pickups in the distributor. I mean, we've had hot start, cold start issues, like cold starts where
wiring,
we kept getting our booth overnight, and we start it in the morning.
It's kind of a high-tech product, so it's really easy to have something wrong, but it's trying to do it over the phone. Yeah, you're playing Sherlock Holmes, trying to figure out how they did it.
And a lot of our customers will pull up and just say, hey, can you just look at what I did?
Yeah, because they just want to be a part of the
fun.
fun.
Just look at what I did, and we love it, and we love seeing that stuff, and it just gives you that extra layer of support that we can supply to our customers, and we try to do it at every show we can. Some shows limit us and say you can't do that, you can't work on a car, and then some cool shows like Hot August Nights and Good Guys, they say, hey, you know what?
Let's go.
Let's do it. They love it too,
And that's the thing, right? So even if there was nothing wrong with my car, just the fact that I get to park it next to you guys just look over it, check it out, make sure everything looks good.
Give you thumbs up.
Give you a thumbs up, shake hand, hug. This is Mike, this is Jeremy. just that part in itself is just, I mean, it's nice. And like, can you imagine, like, how often do you get, like, I mean, Vic Edelbrock used to do it, and I mean, you guys will become like Vic one day, where it's like, you know, you guys become legends in the sport, and you just turn up and go, oh, there's Jeremy and Mike, and then they just kind of, you know, and just feels great, man, like just connecting at that level. You know, I mean, I just want to buy a FiTech to be able to go and drive it there and park it and go, hey guys,
you can be our friend if you do.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen? They'll be like, no, get out of here, man. I'll be like, come on, man. Come on.
You have a couple.
Yeah, I do.
Just
I
pull
love
them up.
it. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Just got to wear the gear.
Yeah, just wear the gear. Oh, no, hats are great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
They look great. I don't know where mine is, but that's fine. Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
you can have mine.
Yeah, you can have this. You can have this one.
Okay,
I gave you Hot Wheels, man. I don't even have a Hot Wheel.
I know?
No, they don't give them to me.
No, oh my gosh. Why not? So I know that you guys have some favorite shows. I mean, there's some of them, right? I mean, you know, where to from? What's 2025 look like? You know, I mean, you guys going to get out there again and doing tune booth? What did you call it? What are we going to
tuning booth.
Tuning booth. We're going to trademark that today, so no one else takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's been taken, but we'll still use it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a full schedule again, and there's new shows I want to go to. I want to expand into some different areas. We've been pretty cookie cutter every year. I think we need to break that cycle a little bit and go to some new ones and some places that we haven't been to. Even if it's good guys, I want to go to Des Moines this year. Sure. You know, we've never been to Des Moines, so I'm trying to put that on the roster. I'm trying to work out a deal with good guys for that. I want to do a lot of the C10 shows. I mean, they're still growing and booming, so I want to do that. The Triple Crown.
Epic.
I mean, epic show.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely epic show. So we'll be back there again, on top of everything else we do.
Yeah,
and then we do the
Barrett
quarantine
Jackson.
cruise.
Yep. Quarantine cruise.
Yeah, Barrett Jackson's on the fence right now. I'm still working on contracts with them.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can smooth that out and get that working.
Typically that's a good one for you guys, but it's 10 days long for crying out.
That's a long show, and it, you know, to be honest, it's expensive too.
Yeah,
you know, you think about that hotel food.
No offense,
and,
Ed.
And oh, I love Ed, but I mean, it adds up when right off the first month of the year, you're like, man, you know,
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So one thing I love about you guys as well is when we go to these events, not only are you there on the road 5, 10, 20 events, whatever it is you do. Like I noticed when I'm coming to your booth, I'm like, where's Jeremy and Mike? They're like, oh, he's not here. I'm like, well, who the hell are you? He's like, oh no, I'm an authorized dealer for FiTech. I actually install them, I do this, I do that. Like, that's my thing. I'm the local guy. It makes sense for me to be here. So, hey, you know, they don't need to be here. I use the product. And if you need local support, I'm just here. I'm like, that is effing awesome. So, like, I remember, and I don't know specifically all the guys' names, but yeah, talk us through that. Like, you're connected with your dealers where they actually show up on your behalf, repping the product, helping the product. I mean, again, just more organic support, availability, local areas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's eyes on the product.
Let you tell it.
Like, perfect examples, like our buddy Kevin out in Tennessee. You know, he was a California guy.
Yeah.
He moved to Tennessee, and he's like, hey, I want to support your guys' product out here. Yeah. He goes out and buys a trailer, makes a backdrop, does everything himself, and he's just a local guy preaching gospel of FiTech.
Yeah.
But he's got the hotline to my phone, so
there you go.
So he sells them.
He'll come across a problem, I'll be like, all right, do this,
I mean, he even had guys from Power Tour bring the cars to his house for him to look at and check out, and you know, he didn't charge a dime for it. Calls Jeremy and goes, hey, this guy needs a sensor. Well, found out the guy's wiring job wasn't plugged in right or whatever, but we overnighted him to ECU just to make sure it was right, just to get him back on Power Tour, and that's what it's about. It's that same thing. You know, we take care of Kevin takes care of us.
So shout out to Kevin and all the other Kevins.
Yeah.
Kevin Winger.
Kevin
Winger.
Oh, Kevin Winger. Shout out to Kevin Winger and all the other Kevins who continue
we got
to
them everywhere.
show up. That's what I'm saying. Who continue to show up for FiTech. And again, like I said, you know, it just makes life easier for us as well. You know what I mean? Like, not only are you there and you've got a unit, and then you go, oh, high five, I love the unit. Kevin, or wherever it may be, Kevin's close by. They might be like, yeah, come by, let's hang out, let's go for a cruise.
And it's not just that.
It's just like beautiful community and culture.
They're using and installing the product. So for somebody outside your direct circle to be using and preaching the product, that's what it's all about, right? That's what you want out there.
I love that community, Bill.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
So if there's any other Kevins out there who want to join the community, give them a shout out.
We're always looking for more people.
Yeah, you don't have to buy a trailer. Mike will buy it for you. Jeremy will buy it for you.
Just gotta buy a FiTech.
Yeah, we'll sell one of the.
They come in this size.
Oh yeah, there you go. Of course they do. We'll just have to sell the Tartar-mobile. Is that what it's called?
Tartar-mobile.
There you go. Charles, Tartars, whatever. So yeah, I mean, again, outside of that, I mean, talk me through it. I mean, you guys are killing it on the marketing front. You know, beautiful content. You know, can we just maybe switch up, you know, the tech face sometimes, you know, between, you know, can we get a better looking Jeremy up there?
Got him an updated hat.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
He's
making
I just
moves.
tried it out today. It's a little big on the top. It's for big heads.
There you go.
Well, you're gonna grow into it.
Yeah.
We'll get you in there. We just compliment you, and it just all of a sudden fits.
Bang, it
My
works.
head grows every day.
It works. So again, if people don't know, it just doesn't stop at the computers, right? We touched on the oil pans, we touched on the beautiful valve covers to, you know, to match the entire flow of the car. But again, people forget because you guys have been doing it for so long. It's just it's not just the EFI portion. You've got, you know, you've got the
Fuel supply.
You've got the fuel
Ignition.
pumps, the ignition. Like it's all there. You know what I mean? And the beautiful thing about it is it's all FiTech proprietary items. Which make the reason why I say that is because they're not going to offer you like maybe other companies. Like they may have 2 or 3 different options, 2 or 3 different brands. So now you've got like a FiTech ECU and maybe a Holley fuel pump and an Aeromotive you know, filter. Because some of these guys, you know, own so many brands that it all mismatches and all the brands look different. Where your stuff, it's like, look, man, we have 3 fuel pumps. These are the different ranges. Yep. Just get this one. See you later. You know what I mean? It's going to be black, it's going to be sexy.
We ask you what your goal is, what's your goal with the car, and all right, you're doing any off-roading, then let's go this way. If you're doing, you know, street, let's go this way, and how much horsepower are you going for, and we'll build you a package.
Yep, and then that's a secret because, like, again, like again, I know you guys, you know, don't like me using Apple terminologies, but same thing. There's there's 2 options. You know what I mean? Like, it's this or it's that. It is what it is. It's not too. It doesn't get complicated, nor should it. People start complicating too much, right? It's like, I need a fuel pump. Just give me which one I want. You're like, tell me your horsepower and see you later, right?
Yeah, there
you
you go.
don't have to overthink it too much. Our sales guys will help you out too.
Yeah. And so, also, there was also some other stuff in the rear, like in the tank. There's some other in-tank stuff, right?
Yeah. We got the full. I mean, we even offer this thing called a total package.
Yeah.
Total package is your throttle body, fuel lines, fittings, filters, in-tank pump, gas tank, everything you need for year, make, and model of the vehicle. So you call up and you order 1 part number, we ship everything out to you. Covers up to 600 horsepower.
And I guess the frustration for, like, I'll say legacy brands like us right now, because we are legacy. And when I say, you know, we're over a 5 or a 10-year period, and the reason why I'm saying this and bringing this up is because new companies come along and they're like, we have fittings, we have fuel lines, and like, because they're new, they have to they have to educate consumers of what they got. And for us, we're like, hey, that's not new to us. That's something we've been doing at our core for a long time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're not going to go and you know, remarket the things that you're already good at. But it's nice to remind people that, hey, no, just tell me you make a model. You're going to get from point A to point B.
Yep.
You're not going to go out there and start, you know, doing a disco dance or a fuel line. You've got, like, mate, we've got the best fuel lines. We've done all the guesswork for you. See you later.
Yeah.
We've got the fuel pumps. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
I always tell people, we already failed.
Exactly.
We've already failed.
Exactly
We've
right.
already learned from our failures. Our product is already 10 steps ahead of that next person trying to get into this market. We're already there. We already did the hard work, and we continue to learn from our mistakes, and we know how to apply the right answers to them.
So I guess now we've gone all the way to, you know, these epic carburetor replacements. You know, I noticed that you guys are starting to bring back fuel rails, right? So fuel rails are back, right? What's the feeling?
We have a lot of guys, that's like the LS platform, and a lot of guys want that traditional look still. So
Yeah.
that's what we're shooting for. So we made some nice little throttle bodies, fuel rails for like the LS platform. We're working on a couple other ones I can't talk about yet, but we got some cool stuff coming.
But yeah, we have port injection for small block, big block, small Fords.
We teamed up with a Offenhauser too. I know, bring some old nostalgia manifolds back to the market, which is kind of cool.
Oh, shout out to them, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, just going in there is like going back in time.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it is.
But just to bring stuff like that and make it available to people, because there's that brand just died.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like to see some Mustangs or some old builds with that name on there.
I agree. So what's around the corner? I mean, you know, we went all the way to replacing carburetors. You don't have to buy a carburetor ever again. Please don't tell me you're going to get into the carburetor business. That's pathetic. So we're going to go from, you know, we're not going to go that way back. We're going to go the other way forward, right? So we're going, what's next?
Well, everything comes back in time, right?
It does. So we're going to make,
I mean, those pants are going to come back into style
one day. Well, hey.
Yeah, FiTech horses.
There you go. So again, you know, how do you? Okay, what are the trends you're seeing? And what I love about asking you guys is, like you said, you're there, you're listening to the customer. You're not removed sitting in some corporate office. You know, I don't know what they do up there. I don't know what they do in corporate offices, but whatever they do up there, you're not there. You're there hands-on, What's the feeling? What's the vibe?
We're seeing a lot of move to the LT.
Nice.
LT platform. So we already had a kit. We've had a kit done for 2 years now. Just about 2 years. And we're going to release that, but we've been testing. Actually, our guy's out there driving it right now, beating the crap out of it.
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. He's already sending me pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's out there, so that's going to be coming next. And from that platform, now I got to dress a whole motor, right?
Yes,
and now
sir.
I got to support a whole motor. Now I got to make sure they can go in the vehicle. So there's all those parts that are going to be flying out behind that.
So LT was an EFI system to start with, right?
It's a direct injection.
Perfect. So
setup.
can you, again, maybe I'm asking an answer, something you can't share with me, or
I'll give you some numbers. How about that?
Okay.
So we did a direct injection setup. We were delete setup. We
Yes,
brought
of
the
course.
injectors back up. Did all the motor work. Got our LS7 style intake manifold
Yes.
on there, and the sucker did 704 to the rear wheels,
Holy macaroni!
naturally
okay.
aspirated.
Oh my gosh,
It was a little stroker and drive some.
Yeah,
but it,
he's done some work there, but still NA, and it's still a monster of a motor.
So talk me through injection back. Are we using standard computer for any of the transmission stuff? The other question is fuel pumps.
So we're trying to work with. So I know the direct injection, you need the high pressure fuel pump.
Yep.
We're still working on trying to source that.
Well, that's part of the engine pump up there.
Sure.
But the supply pump is
It's
still
still
just a
the same.
standard EFI
Perfect.
pump.
Okay, great.
So we got to figure that side out for us to be able to sell one as well, unless you just use the OEM one. What was the two-part question? What was the second part?
I think transmissions.
Oh yeah,
Because I know you guys have some transmission control. Right?
yeah. We do the 4 Series already.
Yes.
We're trying
Which
to
is
work
epic,
with the.
by the way. Thank you for making that.
Yeah, it works
thank
great.
you so much, because
But-
that is like the talk of the town. That transmission.
The 6, 8, and 10. It's something
early days?
we're trying to develop on.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah, they're a
early
little
days
more
of it.
complicated.
Yeah,
a
The
lot more to
computer's
it.
built into it.
Yeah, and I guess it goes back to what everyone's fighting for, is the right to repair, right? So having access to that information, sharing what's going on in the transmission. I know you'll probably, hack into it anyway, but
Nah.
it's just good to know that sort of stuff. So do you think the LT will be like the next LS? You think that's going to be the platform?
It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
We said that about a 350 Chevy, that still hasn't gone away, so.
Yeah.
Well,
So
nothing ever
well,
goes away. It just
Sure.
What's nice is there's some other manufacturers like yourself. They're all making the LT or LS block.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys are developing
Yeah.
LS blocks, which is nice because I like the LS platform. But the LT shows some high benefits. And,
there's millions of trucks with them that
Yeah,
will
they're all
eventually
out
end
there.
up in the
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah.
That'll
Okay.
gotta.
So that's gonna be your next junk pull-out swap.
Yeah, okay, well, we're going to have to work out a blower kit for that one too.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, man, that'll be next.
I'll test it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Again, thank you so much, even for having the setups for the top of the blowers. I mean, we have so many of the your systems out there where they're kind of having twin throttle,
the dual
on the
quad.
top of the blower. It looks amazing, sounds amazing. And it actually makes it so much easier too. Like the way the throttle brackets work and everything works. It's actually really beautiful. Sounds epic, by the way. Just so you know, the response to switching out from carburetor to, what do we call them? What do we call them? What are they?
Throttle
actually?
body injection.
Throttle body injection. Switching to the throttle body injection. Not only did we pick up horsepower, proper fuel during through the entire RPM, and it actually changed the note of the damn engine. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's crisper.
Is that what it
Sometimes
is? Yeah.
they'll just run a carburetor dead rich and just barely able to run.
Yes.
So that'll kind of sound mellow and lazy. But
Yeah,
once
and
you
you
get
get
it,
the throttle response.
if you get the right AFR,
Yes.
if you get the right AFR, you can hear the engine note change a little bit.
Yes.
And it's it's real. It's not like in your head. It'll change. And that's sometimes I tune that way. I'll be like, this thing sounds a little better at this AFR or this spark advance.
We do get people that say, "Hey, calm down my cam. It's not as loud and thump." And I say,
Yeah,
"Because
yeah,
We're
like-
tuning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your motor's tuning. It's
Yeah, I
not
went to
just
Dubai
idle.
to give them the machine gun tune, where
there
it was
you
like,
go. Oh,
they're
nice.
just bouncing off
Oh,
the
yeah.
rev limiter. They wanted it popping and banging all the
That's
They
time.
wanted fire, we give them that.
That's cool. So I'm glad they let you leave the country.
Yeah.
So let us back in.
Yeah,
That's-
that too.
yeah, we can leave anytime.
Yeah, Dubai's great. I like it out there.
And what's scary for me is that I know I want to say the most simple thing ever, but you know what? I'm a simple guy. So, you're talking about a carburetor that's got 2 circuits of tuning. 2, 1, 2, right?
Yeah.
Now you're talking about an EFI that has unlimited points of tuning for
Of perfection.
Of perfection, right? Is that epic or what? Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know how carburetors were ever developed in the first place. It's kind of a amazing feat of make it work somehow,
Yes.
and they did. But EFI is more like, well, here's how an engine really should work. Let's just do it right.
That's it.
So it's not as hard as you think. It
So-
just looks hard.
So let me ask you, probably, last but not least, but potentially, for someone like myself, I buy a unit, self-tuned to a point, goes through, it's beautiful. Then I can look on the sexy handheld, go through, play with it, feels good. I know you guys have been doing this for a long time. Is there, like we talk about e-commerce and bricks and mortar, right? So everyone's like, e-commerce was like 5%, and it might move to 50 and 60, like there's a shift, right? Do you have any data that maybe you can or can't share with people going from like a handheld and then feeling comfortable to maybe even tuning on a laptop or anything like that? Like, have you seen any of that increase? Or?
Well, I try to make the handheld as capable as possible. I could put literally anything from a laptop into the handheld, but I just try to make it more streamlined so that they're not as confused being able to change numbers that really wouldn't, that would just kind of mess you up rather than make it better. Because, engines are fairly similar, so they just need a few adjustments in a few areas. And if you get into a laptop trying to, that's another reason why we make our kits complete as possible, rather than trying to say just a la carte every little thing, and then you gotta, do a wizard to figure out what you even bought, and then, so we just try to make it as complete as possible, as ready to go out of the box. That really helps a lot of problems. So.
And again, the reason why I ask is because we have multiple different clients who have the right to repair and choose whatever EFI they want. Sometimes they go different channels, and we get some horror phone calls where the tune on the laptop's close, and next they're like, dude, they've completely done something, and the thing's like, because you know what happens, right? It's like picking a scab. You pick once, you pick the next. You got blood everywhere. Hemorrhaging.
Or just one misunderstanding of like AFR, that, and they don't understand what direction's the right way, and then they start changing.
Even on our handheld, he builds in fail safes. Like there's calibration lock, so you can't.
Thank you for that.
Can't change anything.
Yes.
And then even when you're changing things, you have to send each individual line to the ECU for that reason.
They don't fat thumb it.
Yeah, you fat thumb it. You go down there and you hit a number, then you don't know what you hit or where you hit it at.
Yes.
Unless you sent it to the ECU, it's saved and it's there.
I respect that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like 2 or 3 phone calls that we got, and like we see these tables, and it's like everything's backwards, everything's reverse. People are learning to use these computers, never even seen what the fuel table does, what it looks like. They got all these colors everywhere. They think the colors are helping them in the decisions. They don't realize, the air fuel ratio is going to, blow the top of a piston, or you know what I mean. Like, it's pretty hectic. So
I try to keep it out of the box, ready to go, and just change the basic parameters like cubic inch.
Yeah, he's doing all the hard work in the back scenes of our system, and laying out. Your map's like pretty much built once you put your couple basic questions answered. He's already figured that out, and then the self-learning kicks in and fills in those blanks.
Yeah, we've had to sometimes figure out like what did the customer change that screwed it up, and I
love that.
Sometimes they'll misunderstand things even though it's so simple, but it's
it's new.
Yeah, it's new to them, and
it's new to them.
Well, but they have experience with another system, and they're like, oh, let me just put those old numbers in.
I had to do this on that one,
So, but no, it's ready to go. It's really ready to go.
And I know you're looking at me going, Jace, you already know all these answers, but the reason why I'm throwing them out there is because these are things that you guys have already done.
Yeah.
I know this. You know this. You're looking at me going, dude, you know all these answers. What I don't think you realize is that so many people are buying FiTech for the first time. For the first time they're getting into EFI, I want them to know the hard work you've done to make their life easy, so it's set and forget.
Yeah.
Because if you do go and buy, again, a different system,
you have to hire an engineer to figure it out.
So, and this is some of the stuff that our salesmen will talk the customers through. You guys will talk the customers through, and potentially some of these snippets will be shared. In when they are making a selection between a computer, why would you select this over that? And I want you to share that information, because, like I said, we've seen some really crazy horror stories where people think they're getting these, completely open tables of death. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So again, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, Jeremy, but I really appreciate. Your dungeon hardware.
We have a dyno too, so I'm trying to tune a lot of customer cars and kind of get the feel of what sort of things may or may not make things different, and I integrate solutions to that into the new stuff, so that it's always basically very low chance of you having anything that I've never seen. But and then try to make it work for basically everything out of the box with maybe a few settings and a few choices, but not, you don't have to like create the control strategy for your car every time you buy a new system. It's there.
And so, last but not least, I just want to throw it out there again, because you guys are so far ahead of the curve that people, again, people will, I won't say word copy, but will see some of the cool stuff you've done, and then go, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do the same. So tell people, you've even got like multi-core setups for everything, right?
Oh yeah, even small block, big block.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's like, but other people are saying, this is brand new. Oh my gosh! And you're like, yeah, we've got that. Like,
Yeah, we've had that.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. We already did that. You know what I mean? And so what frustrates me is that.
Well, that's why we get out here.
That's right.
We get out in front of the customers as many shows as we possibly can, and then they can see things that they've seen for the first time, and we may think, oh, that's old news to us, but
That's right. That's right. So tell us through about that, right? So if someone wanted to go all that direction completely, right? So it's an option. Talk us through multi-core setups.
Oh, so on our small block, big block, we have a distributor that's got a special crank signal in it.
Beautiful, by the way. Oh,
a little carbon top on that.
Yeah,
it really adds a nice touch.
Yeah, no. Someone else is going to bring a carbon top and make that the big deal, but you guys.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Nice work.
It doesn't say FiTech on it. So,
yeah, exactly.
Ours says FiTech. Subtly, but it's nice.
I love it. Exactly. I love that too.
Yeah, but it basically can turn your small block into an LS with all the controls of, the coil per cylinder, dual wideband, dual knock, transmission controls, the goodies that an LS has that some of these older engines, never imagined they would have on them. So,
again, man, thank you so much for making everything easy, everything available, affordable,
yeah, that's the most
and
important.
user-friendly, man. I really appreciate that. Again, I don't know if you guys want to add any other information on closing, but I think from Speedmaster and all our clients, I just want to personally thank you guys for
I appreciate that. No, the biggest thing is, like, even through this whole economy going up this whole last year, we never raised the price.
Yes.
We kept it low, and we actually opened up our margins a little bit more to give our dealers a better selling opportunity during a hard time. So, and we plan on not doing that. We want to try to keep the prices at the right price point so everybody can have.
Let me get this right. Everyone raised their prices. You didn't. You've offered resellers like Kevin, the man, more margin to compete, and on top of that, you've even offered a bigger warranty, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So,
3-year warranty.
So I mean, you can't ask for more than that from a brand. Like I said to you, a brand perspective, a reseller perspective, and like having you guys out there front row and saying, I mean, what else could you ask for from a brand or a company? Really, not much else, right?
Trying to move parts, man.
Nice work.
So have fun doing it.
Yeah, have fun doing it. So again, anything else you guys want to add? No?
Yeah, come check us out.
Yes, sir. So again, what was your booth number?
23493.
Okay.
But, SEMA's over today, so.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But they can always look you up on after SEMA hours too.
Yep.
So again, just in closing, thank you so much for everything you guys do. We appreciate, our customers appreciate, and so do every other FiTech customer. So again, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
Cheers,
for having
boys.
us.
Enjoy
Cheers.
the rest of the show, and
Thank you.
let's do it again. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.